Good evening, and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. I'm out of the studio, but I'm buying heavy today. I'm a bull. Check the thumbnail out, that little bull there. I thought you might like that, but I've been buying the market heavily this morning. Just turned on the margin once again, all cash deployed, and now I'm buying heavily into margin. This morning, just a few moments ago, I bought $30,000 of the S&P VU. I'm looking at buying a lot more. I've got about $400,000 on standby right now. Why am I buying? Well, I'm going to be doing tax lots and swapping out for the higher price lots a little later on, once things start popping up, as they already are. We've just had our final top earning of Nvidia. Great earnings, great beat, great forecast, great projections. Why is the market selling off? Well, the market is selling off for the reason it always does. It overbuys, it oversells, overreacts. It's been dumping heavily for several reasons. Crypto now is crashing. As you know, I sold this at the top, told everybody it was going down, moved all my money into T-bills and bought the S&P. All of that has come true. As you know, I never lose on my trades. I'm not going to start today. And I'm still not entering crypto, but I have just bought another 30,000 shares, another $30,000 worth of VU. The S&P is performing exactly as expected. Everyone is selling off. Everyone is in fear. Jobs report doesn't concern me at all. All that hidden information, we knew that Trump was holding back information. As I shared with you, it was all on the Bloomberg terminal. I shared it with everyone, telling you what the jobs report would look like. I'm very, very happy to buy. I'm buying more, and in a few moments time I will be selling the lots at the top, VU at 618, while keeping the 603 I just bought, which is a $15 switch, paying no tax on that, returning the 618 back to the bank for what I paid for it, and keeping the ones at 603. Season 5 just around the corner. Looking forward to being back in the studio with you all, but at the moment I'm running around getting things ready for season 5. Let me answer a few questions. We've got MT jobs report. What about it? You definitely told us. Yes, indeed. I warned everybody. Took so much flack from people. I don't know why people get so bloody passionate about and angry about crypto, because they're losing money. There's no reason to lose money. As you know, I don't lose money. Mr. Make It Happen, thanks for all your updates and information. You are the best. That's very kind of you. Thank you very much. Calling Martyn Lucas because he's never had a loss on a trade. That's right. No need to lose money. No need to ever lose money. What's up, said D. Strubs. Been here since season 1. Thank you. I see you've got your 1-year badge, soon to be 2-year, I'd imagine. Chris said hi. Hello, Chris. How are you? Wins only. Remember, it's not hard to make money. The hard part is to keep it. And this is the problem. People are too emotionally involved. And it's just numbers. It's just maths. Do the maths, do the homework, and simple. Remember, the market is overbought. Remember, it's extremely expensive. So the first opportunity that anyone has to dump the market, they will. And that's what's happening today. That earnings report last night with Nvidia was phenomenal. Great information. Of course, we've now got the macro uncertainty with what's going on with Ukraine. Apparently, Trump has done a deal with Putin without Zelensky being involved. Not quite sure how that all works out, but anyway, we shall see. That's spooking the market as well. What's going on with crypto? Well, the crypto right now, the big story with crypto, if you're really interested, which is why I'm out and why I predicted it can drop 50%, which is kind of already done. Bitcoin could go as low as 40,000 now. The reason why I say that is, I've just heard from my sources at Bank of America, they are working on a new technology forged out by Quantum, which technically could mine all of the Bitcoin in 5 minutes when they release the technology. So that is a real problem. Remember, Bitcoin might be the first. It wasn't technically the first, but there could be something far better in the future that could be mined through quantum, a lot more efficient, a lot faster. So, you know, there's nothing to stop Bitcoin going to zero. Nothing to stop it at all. As we've said over and over again, there's no reason to take risks in crypto at the moment with uncertainty when you can buy the S&P, which is what I'm doing. I just done it a few moments ago. Anyway, what else have we got? Any thoughts on XRP? Well, remember, XRP is going to follow Bitcoin. We said that XRP would go down between 50 and 80%. We're on the road for that 50% now, aren't we? Yeah, I can see me and Sensei can both agree that XRP could hit $1. Now, the question is, would I buy back at $1? The answer is I would need to know more at that point, not just because it's $1. Remember, crypto doesn't have any fundamental value. It doesn't produce anything. I don't know how many times we've said this. I was reading a quote the other day about Warren Buffett, who said he wouldn't take Bitcoin if you gave it to him, literally, because he wouldn't know what to do with it. It doesn't do anything. So anyway, that's just my thought on that right now. Derek Cleggan, how are you? Said, hi, how are you? Usman, any thoughts on XRP? I've got nothing really to offer. I've already told you I'm out. I've already told you it was going to crash. There's not much more I can say about it at the moment. There isn't anything changing. We've got quantum technology about to be rolled out, which could mine all the Bitcoin in minutes. So that will be a major problem. It will flood the market, and I don't know. What's his name? Michael Saylor came out and said that he would buy all the Bitcoin if it went to $1. I've just been discussing it actually a few moments ago with an investment manager, and then we're going, that's ridiculous. That makes no sense whatsoever, because if Michael Saylor bought all the Bitcoin if it went to $1, then what would that actually mean? It'd be worth $1. He wouldn't be able to sell it. I mean, if no one's buying it and you own all of it, you only make money if somebody wants it. Remember how the market works. The reason that the price is the price because of a buyer and a seller matching up with the market maker. If the price falls down, it means no one's prepared to pay the price. And then people set their orders when stocks become available at prices that are falling. So if Bitcoin went to $1 and no one's buying it for $1, it would go to 50 cents. It just keep on falling. It would just sit there until somebody wanted to own it all. But then at what point is it just worth nothing? I don't know. Anyway, I just don't think it's worth concerning yourself with. The issue we should be looking at, which I'm looking at, why I just bought another 30,000 of the S&P, is because we've just heard from the earnings. 75% of the earnings of the S&P were 12% up on earnings. That's a phenomenal figure. That's a phenomenal figure. So I want to own more of that. So I just bought more, and I'm very, very happy. Let's have a look. XRP has more real world use case than any other crypto. It does, and you're absolutely right. However, I want to share something with you, which is a real world case. I pay Sensei and Vaz their wages, and I use an app on my phone called TransferWise, and it basically uses a form of crypto technology which has been around for about 15 years, and I can pay instantly their wages in other countries, because they're both in England, remember, I'm in America, instantly, no fee, 1 second, straight away at the XE rate. So it's dollar to pounds at the exact rate. I don't need crypto, and more people don't, because the crypto technology is being built into the system where you don't even need the native coin. What essentially happens, I'll explain how this works. So when I pay in dollars, it takes the money out of my bank. So I get paid on YouTube, I put it in Robinhood, I put it back in my bank. It takes the money from my bank account and swaps it using a form of cryptology. It swaps it. It doesn't send the physical, or not there's no physical money, but it doesn't send the money from America in dollars to England to Sensei and Vaz's bank account in pounds. What it does using cryptology, it swaps trades that are sat on the other side of the trade. So there's all this money in dollars sitting on this side of the trade. There's all this money that wants to come the other way in pounds, and it just swaps it. So the money doesn't actually cross borders. It doesn't actually go from here to here. It just swaps it. Thereby, you can do it instantly for free. So that's how I pay my wages. That's how I pay Vaz and Sensei. They're in England. I pay them in pounds. I pay them from dollars. No fee, instant, straight away. So that just shows you how cryptology and technology is being implemented into payment systems, but you don't actually have to have the coin or trade it or buy it or sell it. You don't need to own it. I use that technology all the time. And if anybody wants that technology, let me know, and I'll when I'm back in the studio, I'll give you a referral, and you can use it yourself, and you get like £100 or $100 into your account anyway as a gift. I got a referral. Let me know on another show. I don't have it now, but it's great. So there really isn't a use case. And as technology improves, more and more the banks, I've been telling you, are creating their own systems to use the infrastructure without the native coins. They don't need to own it. Anyway, is Ripple getting their banking license soon, says Eric. The only real value, as I've said always, is the Ripple Bank. I like the Ripple Bank because the Ripple Bank, which in my humble opinion, and as Dan Penner would say, and there's nothing humble about me, I believe that the Ripple Bank will come out shortly, and they will take all of the available XRP that they have on escrow, and that will be their reserve fund, like their gold, if you like. That will be great for XRP investors, but more importantly, it'll be great for Ripple Bank investors, those that can buy the private bank. Eventually, it might be a public bank, and we can all buy it like Bank of America. But that is what I want to own, because that's how the banks actually make money with crypto, not trading the native coins. If I'm completely honest with you, which I am, I think people have realized that this $150,000 to $200,000 that Michael Saylor and Tom Lee are predicting by the end of the year, in 4 or 5 weeks, isn't going to happen. And if it doesn't happen, all faith will be gone in crypto, because the biggest promises have just not even come close. And if we do drop to 50,000, I don't know where Bitcoin will go after that. I honestly don't. And I don't see any point in buying it at 50,000. I'm waiting for some fundamental change before I can buy it, because there's too many good opportunities buying the S&P without the risk. So I was just meeting with a guy a few moments ago, an investment banker, a guy a minute ago, and he has 100,000. But this guy, he has 100 grand sitting in cash, and he said to me, "What should I do? It's in the bank, just earning 4% in the bank." I said, "Buy the S&P." He said, "But isn't it falling right now?" I said, "Yeah, but look at all the earnings. 75% of the S&P has beaten by 12% on earnings. Nvidia's earnings was just fantastic, way above expectations, and the guidance is great. That's where you want to put your money. You've got nothing to worry about." Anyway, let's have a quick comment. Usman, will the upcoming ETFs launching the XR have it? No. None whatsoever. I've said this over and over and over again. The ETFs of XRP do not make the underlying coin any more valuable. Remember when Lightning 2 came out for Ethereum? Everyone got so excited. It's amazing. We've got Lightning 2. It's this and that and the other. The technology doesn't make the coin more profitable. Doesn't make the coin more valuable. It doesn't do anything. It's just a better technology to use it. An ETF for XRP just means more people can access and buy it. But if nobody wants to buy it, who the hell cares? And we already have an ETF anyway for XRP, and it's not it's not the BlackRock ETF. It's not the all singing, all dancing ETF. But remember, the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF is having record outflows anyway. So by having a BlackRock ETF, something we really, really want, isn't going to make the price of the coin go up. No, it's not. Creative said boom boom. Mike, hello, Mike is here. Brian Bynum, how are you? How you find range shift? How you find range shift? I'm not sure what that means. How's Leah? She's not great at the moment. Things are difficult at the moment, as you all know. She's starting her surgery now. Thanks for asking, Mike. Much appreciated. Mark Smithson, ETF launches will not affect the price. Absolutely. 100% will not affect the price. The coming supply shock will drive price up. The coming supply shock will drive price up. I don't see that at all. I don't see any reason why the price would go up for that. But anyway, William Myers, hello, Martin. How are you? Samuel, I did just see an article about BlackRock filing an ETF, Ethereum ETF. They already have one. BlackRock have an Ethereum. I had it. What was it called? ETH. I had the Ethereum one. Was it iShares? It was BlackRock. I had one. I had iBit for Bitcoin, and I had an Ethereum one. I've sold them all. As you know, I sold crypto at the top. I've been out of it now for ages. I'm buying the S&P. So anyway, let me just have a quick look, put you on standby, see if I can buy some more shares on VU. I'm just going to come out of this. Hopefully it will stay live. I'm going to look in VU and see if I can buy some more VU. Stay right where you are. Hang on. I'm back with you. No, VU is bouncing back now. I just bought the bottom today. I'm going to use tax lots to sell the ones at 6 at 18. I just bought it at 603, I think, on VU. Very, very good. Mr. Martin, looking forward to the new season. Thank you. Yeah, season 5 around the corner. I'll be live more than ever. Better show than you've ever seen. Looking forward to it. I missed you too, MT. Yes. Life and spiritual hacks. Hi from Mexico. I'm in spot with H-bar. Like 100% down. Do you think that I need to wait? I wouldn't be in H-bar. I'm sorry. I can't give you some good news because there isn't any. I don't believe in selling for losses. However, if the asset is, you can't give an actual value to crypto. It's only worth as much as people are prepared to pay. And unfortunately, with the new technology coming in with quantum, banks now trying to produce their own crypto coins, technology where you can transfer money, like I've just been explaining, without the use of a crypto coin. I'm doing it. I pay Sensei and Vaz doing it, bank to bank with no fees or waiting time at all. Remember, I've always said the banks aren't going to sit around and allow somebody else to come out with something to take away their business. These are the biggest businesses in the world. They're not going to sit around and just wait for someone else. Remember, there's nothing exclusive about XRP or Bitcoin. Anyone can create one. I can create a Bitcoin tomorrow. I've often talked about my own coin coming out. 21 million supply, burn 90% of it, blah, 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 blah. I can do the same thing. It's just a popularity thing. Anyway, did you put money in the S&P 500 ETF? Yes, the ticker symbol VU. That's an answer to Eric Orman. I just did it a few moments ago. I've now got $300,000. I've hit an all-time high again today by buying the dip. I've got another all-time high, and I'm completely out of crypto, 100% in VU. Crypto is a scam, says L Dog of War. I wouldn't say it's a scam. A scam is the wrong word. It's not a scam. It's a belief system. It works as long as people believe it works. When people don't believe it works and you look at the balance sheet, there isn't one. Doesn't exist. What's the earnings? There isn't one. Doesn't exist. So how does it make money? It only makes money if someone will buy it off you. Warren Buffett has famously said that he wouldn't take your Bitcoin even if it was for free, because what is he supposed to do with it? he'd be running around trying to find somebody to buy it off him, as opposed to doing nothing and allowing the business to produce something and grow for itself. Zach Zay, please send love to Leah from the family. Missed your live concerts. Fridays are never the same. Yeah, I know. I miss it a lot too, Zach. Back very soon now. Chris, is it Chriso, says, I'm waiting XRP at 127. I got to be honest, the charts aren't going to help you now. Charts, I don't believe, are going to help you now. People will look at these charts and say, it will likely bounce from here because it bounced from here before. It's hit the debt. Sensei spoke about the death cross last week on Bitcoin. I don't think the chart is going to help you. The sentiment has shifted. We now know there's new technology replacing it. Other things are coming out. As we always said, just because you're first, Bitcoin's the first, so what? VHS was first, Betamax was first, got replaced with a cheaper thing with VHS, and then we got DVDs and CDs and God knows what else. I don't know a chart's going to save you. I don't think you can pick a number out of the sky and the support level was here and that's a good, I just don't see that. Human sentiment at the end of the day is about fear, uncertainty and greed, and that can be reflected through a chart, but I think we're entering a new era for crypto. Remember, the cycles have changed. Everybody talked about the cycles, all these things they talk about, except everything has now changed, because when we had the cycles and we were like talking about different things, it was based upon it not being accepted by governments. Now it's not only accepted by governments, it's actually controlled by governments. So the whole cycle is just down the toilet. I wouldn't be using that. That's just kind of like, well, it did that before, so it'll do it again. That's not an investment strategy. I'm looking at a business that produces something, makes profit. You all know my trade when I did Coca-Cola. I put 300 grand in Coca-Cola, made a profit on that, and said it would beat on earnings because I read the balance sheet. Is it safe to buy Robinhood? Any individual stock at the moment, obviously, can move up and down and independently of the index. I don't think it's a time to buy individual stocks. I think it's a time to accumulate the S&P 500, the broader index. Remember, most of the growth in the S&P is 30% of it is done with the Mag 7. The other, sort of 500 and the other sort of 480 stocks, whatever it is, haven't been doing very much. They're sleeper stocks. What I'm seeing is people taking money out of Nvidia today, Microsoft, Google, blah, blah, blah. I'm seeing a lot of people sell crypto to buy it, by the way. I'm also seeing that. But what I'm seeing is that the market broadening. We've been talking about this for a long time. That's why the S&P is actually still, for my opinion, still by far the best buy, because people are taking money out of a tech stock and they're buying defensive positions. They're buying other sectors in the S&P. So the money is it's going from one to another, and you own them all. So I don't think trying to pick a stock right now is a sensible thing to do. The missing tile. Oh damn! Hello, sir. How are you? I am waiting XRP. I wouldn't be doing that. Is it safe to buy Hood? I wouldn't. H-Barb is faster, cheaper, greener, and quantum proof. Blessed. Yeah, but we don't need it. That's the problem. There's no use for it. We are creating technologies where we can move money. I am doing it. I am literally sending money around the world instantly for free without crypto. The technology of crypto is being used, but without the coin. You don't have to buy the coin. Like I've always said, just buy the bank. Own the bank that uses it if you want to invest in it. The Dogbert, how is crypto different to NFTs? I mean that you always have to find a bigger sucker to pay more. Well, that's it. Essentially, I looked at it yesterday, and I think I put a post out. I can't remember now. I put a post out, or I think I was watching Sensei or whatever, and I said to the audience, should I buy a Bitcoin today? It was, I think at the time, 89,000. It's gone lower than that now, isn't it? And I said, should I buy a Bitcoin? One Bitcoin. Just own a Bitcoin. Should I buy one? For entertainment purposes. Just to buy one, just to have one in my portfolio, to say I've got a Bitcoin or whatever. And other than it being entertaining and fun for the show, and look at me with my Bitcoin, I can't give you a reason why. Why would I want to do it? Can I use it? No, I can transfer money cheaper, freer, faster, with my own bank to bank. I can do that. So why do I want to buy it? Well, because Tom Lee and Michael Saylor said it's going to go to 200,000 by the end of the year. There's no way it can do that now. You cannot say while keeping a straight face that Bitcoin is going to double its market cap in 5 weeks. I mean, think of that if you said that about Apple or Microsoft. Now, people will say you don't understand crypto, it doesn't work that way. I cannot see how, well, I'll rephrase that. I can see how it can happen. At the same time, it shouldn't happen. For it to happen, Bitcoin has to double in the next 4 to 5 weeks. Okay, so how does that work? That means everybody who's been dumping it suddenly sees it going up and thinks they're now missing out because now it's going to go up, and now we all buy it, and then we pass the 126 and we keep going and going and going. Could that happen? Yes, I suppose it could if everyone is absolutely drunk on craziness, and it's possible. Human beings can do that. However, will they do that? Well, some people will. Some people will leverage. But the trouble is, my honest thought is, if a lot of people started to do that, those that can move it, not you, those that can move it, like Michael Saylor, like the institutions that own it, like BlackRock, they would dump it as fast as you like, send it back down, because the majority of retail would have done it on margin to move it that quickly. They would get wiped out, and then they could do it all over again. So I just cannot see it's a good investing strategy. To me, that is very, very speculative, and I think we've desensitized ourselves from it as well. Think of it like this: if I took $89,000, which is what Bitcoin was, a couple of days ago, $89,000 in cash, in $100 bills, in a big bag on my back, like a burglar. And I walked into a shop. I walked into a shop to buy something, like a bank, like a car dealership or whatever. And I walked in and I saw a car. Would I give the man behind the desk $89,000 in cash for something I don't really need, or it doesn't do anything? I'm just hoping that car that I'm buying is going to go up in value. Well, obviously it won't. The car is guaranteed to go down in price. I wouldn't do it, but it's a lot easier to swipe up on your phone and just buy it. And I think we've become desensitized. And my concern is many people feel that it's cheap because it was 126. Think about it. When it was 13,000, 15,000, 20,000, 50,000, you were very skeptical about buying it. You didn't want to buy it because it sounded expensive to you. And it was expensive. Remember, it doesn't produce anything. So you bought it at 12, and then you saw it going up, and then suddenly you thought you're the smartest investor in the world because it's gone up, and look at me, how smart am I? All that happened was other people came in and started buying it to follow you. That's all that happened. And then it feels cheaper because you bought it at 13, now it's at 15, and then you think, oh, well, I'll do it again, and you buy it at 16, and it goes to 20, then you buy it at 20, it goes to 30, and now because we have reached 126, all of a sudden, it seems cheap at 89. But it still doesn't produce anything. On top of all of that, we've got businesses that are... I'm going to put it this way. I had an argument with someone yesterday about Palantir, and they were saying it's a great business, this, that, and the other. I said, it's a great technology. It's a rubbish business. They said, what do you mean? As I said, well, Alex Karp's been selling it. It's 1,000 times earnings. And I've asked a few people this. What does it mean to you when I say 1,000 times earnings? Well, it's expensive because you're buying the future price. Okay, that's not what it actually means. 1,000 times earnings means you're paying $1,000 for every $1 that the company makes. Think about that for a moment. Think about that for a moment. A business earns $1 profit, and you pay $1,000 for that profit of $1. That's what you're paying 1,000 times earnings for. I think currently Tesla, isn't Tesla 450, 400? I forget what it is. So for every $1, you're paying 400. Now think about this for a moment. My YouTube channel currently earns about 100,000 a year. That's what my YouTube channel earns. If I was selling my business today, most businesses will value for 2 years. So I would say to you that my business is worth $200,000. You pay for the 1 year and then the following year. So I could sell my YouTube channel tomorrow to somebody. I could get $200,000 because that's what it's actually earning. That's what it actually makes. So if I value my business at $200,000, this year's income and next year's income, that's a fair price. That's a fair price because my income is doubling every month. The rate of growth is doubling every month. Okay, so you've got a good business that's growing, that's profitable, that's unique, proprietary, blah, 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 blah. It's established itself. It's worth $200,000. Makes sense. If I had one share to sell, that one share would be worth $200,000, or I can have 200,000 $1 shares. Make sense? Perfect sense. Okay, so I put out tomorrow 100% of the business. It's up for sale. You'd basically employ me. I've got no shares left. I have sold 100%. You would give me I'd have 200,000 shares at $1 each, and you'd all buy a share each, and you'd own me. Okay, brilliant, great, good value. Now I say to you, I don't want 200,000. I want 1,000 times that. So 200,000 is now 20 million. 200,000. I hope I got that right. 200,000 times 10 is 2 million. Yeah, 20 million. 20 million. I want you to pay me 20 million. So one share at 20 million, or 20 million times one share each. That is essentially what Alex Karp is asking you to do. Right. Now that business makes money. It brings in a profit. So are you going to pay 20 million for my business? No. Impossible. My entire life would never get to that level, so you'd never get fair value on the stock. You'd always be overbought. So you're always on the edge of a cliff of losing all your money. Makes no sense. Now that's a business that actually makes money compared to, that's my business, makes money compared to, you've got Palantir, which makes money. Now compare that to crypto. So how do you value Bitcoin? How do you value it? Well, people will argue and they'll say that it can replace money. It cannot replace money. And the biggest scam now this is a scam. I just said Bitcoin is not a scam. It's not. It's not. It's just a belief system. The biggest scam was actually this. Cathie Wood came out a few weeks ago. This is when it started to crash. I told you what I think of Cathie Wood. She's basically a saleswoman. That is all. She's very smart. She's way smarter than me, because she's managed to con people out of billions of dollars. That's very clever. Anyway, she's a smart person. She can read charts very well, but at the end of the day, she's a saleswoman. She came out a few weeks ago at the beginning of Bitcoin crashing, and she says, we no longer see Bitcoin as a payment system. We see it more now as digital capital. My jaw hit the floor when she said that. I thought, what the bloody hell are you talking about? You are one of the biggest bulls in the Bitcoin space, and you've now said, we don't see it as a payment system. It never was a payment system, you bloody idiot. At no point was it ever a payment system. Have you ever tried using it? I've tried using it. It's useless. Absolutely useless. And I remember Michael Saylor famously on one of his long MSTR presentations, which we've covered, sat there and said, I'm okay with paying thousands of dollars to move money. And I went, why? I move money. I pay Sensei and Vaz's wages. I've paid other people money and I don't pay any fees. How are you happy with that? And his argument was, well, when you sell a house, you pay a big chunk of money to the realtor, or in England, the estate agent. Well, I'm not happy with that either. I don't want to pay 10%, 20% of my house to someone who's just shown up and says, this is the bedroom, this is the dining room. What a lot of rubbish. I know people do, but it's rubbish. I don't want to sell my house and give money away to somebody else to sell it. I can sell it myself, thank you very much. Anyway, so Cathie Wood came out and she said that it's okay. We no longer see it as a payment system. Well, if you ever did, then you're a bloody idiot and you're a con artist, because it never was a payment system. Absolutely rubbish. So you're just making up as you go along. You're just coming up with numbers and nonsense and all the rest of it. So anyway, I don't know how I got onto that, but we were talking about valuation. Oh yeah, that was right. How to value. So how the hell do you value it when the biggest bulls don't even know what it is? It's just a belief system. That's it. Well, now the belief is gone because quantum is now bringing on a technology, and Google own most of that. And I put that post out on my X. I told everybody about Google. No one paid attention. Hardly anybody commented on the post. I said, Warren Buffett is buying Google. I said, I'm not going to buy Google, but I'll buy the S&P today. And I'm very, very pleased I did. Google's done great. Now everyone's selling off because everyone's taking profit and so on and so forth. But quantum is mainly all Google. They have a lot of investments in a lot of quantum businesses, and they're going to be able to produce, if not mine, the whole of Bitcoin in 5 minutes when they bring that online. Anyway, so at the end of the day, investing is all about valuation. If you ignore valuation, you are not an investor. And there's a reason why I don't lose on my trades. I've never lost on my trades. You've seen me do it on the show. And when I've been on holiday, I've been winning every single time. And when I come back, I'll show you all my trades, all my charts, all the lines, all the profits, and you'll see I'm at an all-time high. And I only have the S&P. Made 26% this year by buying the V-shape with Donald Trump, the Liberation Day, and now I'm doing it all over again. It's not hard to make money. The hard part is to keep it. If you're not focused on valuations, you are not an investor. It doesn't matter what you buy, a house, a car, it doesn't matter what it is. If you pay too much, you never make money. You can't make money. It's bloody impossible to make money unless you're happy guessing and hoping that someone else is going to pay 10 times the price. So right now, the opportunity to make money is everywhere. With good quality businesses. So buy good quality businesses and you don't have to worry about all the nonsense. Anyway, any more questions? I need to get home and take care of Leah. Why do you skip my comment about H-bar being the only one that is quantum proof? Bless it, I've not skipped your comment. I don't know enough about H-bar. I don't know anything about it. But to be honest with you right now, I don't see any sense, any need to be in crypto. I mean, I'm not. I sold all my crypto at the top, told everybody it was going to crash, Everybody got annoyed with me. Well, it did crash. I bought the S&P. I told you I would, and I've done that. So I'm sorry. I don't know anything about H-bar. I wish I did. I just don't. You haven't bought Hood yet? No. I did own Hood. I bought Hood at $8 and told you it was going to $40. I was very happy to own Hood. After I'd made a good chunk of money, I then moved all in the S&P, and that's where my money is living right now. XRP 199 says Andrew, thank you. I told you it would go under $1. Sorry, under $2. I think it could go as low as $1, but what do I know? It's just a guess. I don't know. Nobody knows. I work third shift and from Norfolk IA. Have a good one. Thank you, Derek. Hi Martin, Anointed Flowers. Let me answer some more comments, some more questions. Let's jump to the bottom a minute. Usman, what's the best EVTOL play, safer and quicker? The EVTOL expert is Vaz. I can't answer on that, so that's not one for me, I'm afraid. I'll pass you on to Vaz. MSK, how are you, mate? Been a long time. I am not speculating. I've taken out what I need to buy a nice house, and so it can go as low as it likes. I reckon 170-ish, but that's purely a guess. Yeah, thank you for being honest, MSK. Congratulations, by the way, on selling at the top and buying your house with your XRP. That was a great move. But yeah, and thank you for being so honest, saying it's just a guess. There's no way you can, because the charts can't help you now, because the sentiment has changed. My job as an investor is to help people, not sell videos, talk to people. I've traveled all over the place talking to people during my vacation. I've met everybody in the business, trying to establish where we're going next. And sentiment has changed. Sentiment has changed. Crypto has become a bit old hat, and that sounds crazy, but it has. People are over it. People are over the buzz, and they're moving on. And I said to people a couple of days ago, and many people said I was talking rubbish, lying, making it up. But I said people are selling crypto to buy defensive and the banks, and they were finance, and they have, and you've seen it. So you can deny it all you want, but it's true. Thoughts on platinum? I'm not. I've got no experience on platinum. I'm sorry. I wouldn't buy gold and silver. It doesn't produce anything. I would rather own the S&P. Will XRP recover? I honestly don't know. There's nothing fundamentally has changed other than people's emotion. And remember, if it's an emotional play, which it is. Remember I told you, I think, was it 2 weeks ago? I think 2 weeks ago, I shared on X. I said to you that Bank of America was selling their XRP. They hold some XRP, and they were selling it. And from my sources, they haven't bought back either. So will it recover? I don't know. And you need something fundamental to change. I don't know what's going to change. Samuel, 601 on VU. Now, 601, let me go and have a look in VU. I'll be right back. I might buy some more. It'll freeze for a moment, but I'm going to go and see if I can buy some more. Be right back. Hang on. I'm back. Yes, I just bought another $10,000 worth of VU. Thank you for that tip. Thank you very much indeed. Yeah, 601. I just bought another $10,000. Yeah, I'm loading up on margin today. Very much want to be buying this dip. So thank you, Samuel, for that. Thank you. MSK, congratulations. But yeah, know what you mean, mate. Andrew, hi Martin. Sacred medicines like Bufo or Aya could help your wife. Thank you very much for that. I will read back these comments later for further detail. Thank you very much indeed. Should have found Martin sooner. Great channel, bro. Thank you so much indeed for that, Michael. Congratulations. Thank you for the honesty, mate. Listen, I'm 56 years of age. I've got nothing to sell, nothing to prove. I've been in every country of the world. I've traveled around as the world piano man. I want to grow the best, most honest, most live YouTube channel, TV channel in the world. I'm still on my vacation. Season 5 starts shortly. And I just want to do something I can be proud of. And I honestly believe helping people, putting people first is all you've got to do. Don't focus on how much money you can make. Just focus on delivering a service that's unique and valuable and useful of people's time. I'm very proud to say that 98% of our live viewers on a regular show are members. And we've hardly lost any members while I've been gone. You've been absolutely wonderful. In fact, could I ask, can everyone tap the like button? If we get 100 likes, YouTube will share this out. It'd be very nice. If everyone can tap the like button, we've got 73 right now. It'd be great. Just joined, said Motus, thank you. Where has Sensei been? Sensei is also rebuilding his studio for season 5 as well. Are you buying XRP now? No, I've just bought another $10,000. Can everyone keep me updated, please, in the chat? Because I'm on my phone. I'm buying every few minutes. I'm buying 10,000 shares value of the S&P. VOO, ticker symbol VOO. Can you look on your phones and keep me updated? I've just bought another $10,000 of VOO at 601. If we go under 600, I'll buy 20,000. I want to keep buying VOO. So if you can keep your eye on VOO for me, VOO, let me know, please. Invest in getting the. That's not a very nice thing to say. No place like home. Hope you're okay, MSK. Thank you. Cannot buy S&P in the UK. Having to buy Robinhood. Not the same though. Robinhood is not the S&P. Well done, MSK. Congratulations, indeed. Let me scroll down. David, hello Martyn, good to see you. Hello David, thank you for everything that you do. 90 likes now, 90 likes. 10 more folks, 10 more. MS said, thoughts on Nvidia. Do you think it's overvalued or undervalued? Well, I think Google, why I posted it on my X account. By the way, if you've not followed me there, it's Martyn Investor on X. Follow me. We're giving away $2,000 of XRP soon. $2,000 of XRP. It's a free gift to you. No purchase necessary. Follow me and you can see how to win. And it's at martynlucas.com/giveaway. You can enter for free. Nvidia is better value than Microsoft and Apple. Google's my favorite at the moment. It's getting a bit expensive, of course. It's dipped today, of course, but Google's is my favorite because of the quantum area. And the expansion of AI, more profitable, but Nvidia is still not bad at all. Nvidia, I think I don't trade Nvidia, I just own Nvidia, but I'd buy Nvidia through the S&P because they trade with each other. It's called enterprise spend, when money goes from one to the other. So money goes from Nvidia to Google, Google goes to Amazon. It's a bit naughty really, and they're maybe undervaluing the depreciation, but anyway. Just joined. Hello Linda, how are you? 96 likes. Everyone smash the like button. Yay. MSK, thanks Josh Monroe. I've got to go in a second. I've got to go and take care of Leah. Stop buying right now. No sign of stopping liquidity snowball. No. I'm very happy to buy. Very happy. When everyone's selling, I'm buying. Absolutely. I am absolutely buying. 100%. If you can keep me updated with VOO, please. VOO in the chat. Put the price of VOO. I just bought another 10,000 of it. How can I get for free? How can I get for free? How can you get what for free? You can win $2,000 for free. martynlucas.com/giveaway. Go onto my X account, Martyn Investor. We're giving away $2,000 for free. No purchase. It's my own money. I'm giving away my own money. Just to be nice. Get nothing for it in return. VOO, XRP in the chat. Montasham. That shirt looks nice on you. Thank you very much indeed. That's kind of you. Can you change the 2000 XRP to 2000 of VOO? It makes no difference. You can sell it. The reason we're using XRP is because it's so quick and easy to send it. We can't send VOO. We can send XRP to your wallet. You can get your $2,000 of XRP. You can sell it straight away and you can buy VOO. It's your money. It's $2,000 at the end of the day. However we send it to you is irrelevant. 601.80. Thank you very much. It just popped up. 602. I'm making money. So in a moment, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into in Robinhood. Maybe live on the show here right now. It'll pause me for a moment. I'm going to go back into VOO and I'm going to sell. If you can keep telling me the prices, And once we get to 618, which we will, I will sell the tax lots up here, pay all the margin off, and keep the ones I bought at 602. So if everyone can keep updating me, please, in the chat, the price of VU, 602.33. Once we get to 6010, I've got some at 6010 that I will sell and keep the ones I just paid 601 for. All right, that's how I'm going to do it. Just joined. Are you buying XRP today? No, I'm not. I think it can go a lot lower. Will a financial reset happen? Foreign money exchanged. Will a financial reset happen? Not sure exactly what the question is. David Hensley. Hello, mate, says Mike. David Hensley, I was late for this show, so I don't know if you explained it, but if you haven't, would you please explain this awesome way of investing just 10 grand at a time and why to the audience? Okay, I'll explain it again. Give me a second. Let me get through it. Mike, can I have a cup of tea? Can I have a cup of tea? Lovely. Since you're having difficulty pronouncing my name, I am Mo Ghostwriter from your premium. Oh, Mo Ghostwriter from your premium. Thank you so much indeed. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce it. I can't bloody see. You're on my phone. I went to the optician this morning to get new glasses. So there you go. I can see better now. I can see better now. There you go. I can see better now. Are you a trader, short-term investor? I'm a long-term investor, but I will trade, day trade. I will trim from the top. Long-term investors still take profits, still trade. Absolutely. Absolutely. And David has just asked me to explain to you how I win with tax lots. So I will do that. 602. Thank you, Marsha. 602 VU now. Thank you very much. Thank you. Keep me updated. David Hensley, thank you for the links. Hello, Martyn. JJ 8ball. Thanks for everything, Martyn. Great at keeping the nerves calm. Okay, let me explain. So let me explain this, and I've got to get off. All right, I've got to go back and take care of Leah. So I will explain to you how I tax lot. So I always win. I never lose on my trades. I've just been having a meeting with an investor a few moments ago explaining the strategy, and I'll explain it to all of you right now. So if everyone can tap the like button, let me explain. That's a new low. 601 I'm buying too, but a sign to go lower. Zach's 8. My wife tells me that I can't see, so I bought a bigger phone and a bigger TV. Good one. All right, so I'm going to explain this and then I'm going to get off because I've got to go back and take care of Leah. I've been out doing jobs and sorting stuff out to make Leah's life more comfortable as she prepares for surgery, which is tomorrow. So if you can keep in the chat, keep writing VU and what the price is, because I'm trying to trade live while talking to you. Let me explain for everybody listening how I've taken $5,000 to 300,000, no margin until 5 minutes ago. I'm back out of margin and back in again 5 minutes ago. Thank you, Marsha, 602.33. I'm a long-term investor. However, that doesn't mean exclusively you're not going to trade and take opportunity. You've always got to be flexible and prepared. But at the end of the day, it comes down to a couple of basic principles. What is an investor? Well, first of all, you don't invest if you've got no money. You don't use the stock market to make money. You use the stock market to put money to work and to protect your money. Now, what I mean by that is you can't invest and use the stock market as a casino. It's not a free a place to go. Thank you, Clorex. I'm looking at the price. If it goes under 600, keep me updated with the price, please, for VOO, VOO. So if you're going to invest, you're doing it. Why are you doing it? You're doing it to protect your money, not to grow money. Protect money. Because if you don't invest, you lose money every year with inflation. So you have to invest. So how do you invest? Well, you've got to step one back. The first question is you can't invest until you've got any money. You don't use the stock market as a cash machine to make money. You use it to protect your money. You start off by earning money. And my job is YouTube. I earn money on YouTube And this is my job. Everybody has a job. Oh, David Hensley, thank you for that $10. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. You earn money. My job is this. Whatever job you do, the biggest investment you make in life is you. Every one of you watching here right now is 98% richer than everybody else on the planet because you have electricity and a phone in your hand. Just that in itself says you are already luckier than most people. Now, when I came to America 8 years ago, I started going around. I met Jerry Jones, Mark Cuban. I was going to network meetings, meeting people. And everyone said, it's amazing. You've come here with so much passion, excitement. You love life. You're building your business. You're growing really quickly, and so on and so forth. How have you done it? I said, because you're all lazy. The room went, what do you mean? You've just joined our network meeting and you're telling everybody, we're telling you how well you're doing and you're telling everybody how lazy we are. Yep, you're all lazy. You walk through the door at a network meeting and the first thing you do is walk around giving everybody a business card. That's all you do. You buy my car insurance and I'll buy your perfume. You buy my house insurance and I'll buy your stuff. You're all just trying to sell stuff to each other. Not one of you has taken the time to build a relationship. And that's what it's about. That's what I do on YouTube. I talk to every single person. I build a business. I build relationships. I work with individual people. Let the money take care of itself. It's not about selling anything. It's about building things. Building things. Beautiful things. Build relationships. Build friendships. Build business. Make things. Grow things. That's what you do. So however you, and a lot of people in America forget how wonderful America is and take it for granted that they can buy the S&P 500, that they can buy the 500 best businesses in the world. Thank you, David Hensley, 601. Lovely. Thank you. Keep me updated with Vu. So they forget how amazing and the privileges that you have in America. I know I've traveled 190 countries. I know what I'm talking about. So you come here, you build a business, whether you sell lemonade on the corner of the street, work on YouTube, you're always going to win if you provide value. Because most people want instant success and they give up. That's why I say people are lazy. You will never get the value you are worth while you work for somebody. Because they'll only pay you what they can make money out of you with. So if you work at a shop and they pay you $10 an hour, it's because you make the business owner $100. It's not going to pay you what you're worth. Otherwise, there's no point employing you. So if you want to get what you're worth, you have to invest in yourself, work for yourself, but invest in yourself. Invest in yourself through a job, education, health, fitness, mentality, sentiment, emotions. Invest in yourself. Now you've got an income. Now you've got something, whether you work at McDonald's or whether you work for yourself. It doesn't matter. Whatever you earn, live for less. And I know I have had nothing. I've been bankrupt once, only once. I learned from it. I've been divorced once. I learned from it. I've lived on bread and cheese and water. I've lived on minimum income. You can do it. We can all do it. There are people in the world with nothing and they survive. You can certainly live on bread and water. You don't need a new car. You don't need a new phone. You don't need new stuff. You just make things last. Okay? Take care of things. So now you've got income. Whether you earn $1 million or $10, it doesn't matter. Whatever you earn, you live on less. That is it. Rich people invest what they've got, spend what's left. Poor people, they spend everything and invest what's left. Whatever you've got, from however much money you earn, you invest it. So what do? What is investing? Investing is when you find something that is worth less today than it'll be worth in the future. That's it. That's what investing is. Let me just check. I've got a message from Leah. I'll be right back. I was just messaging Leah. Let her know I'm fine. Just told her I'm on YouTube. Okay. Oh, she's go. So, where was I? So, investing is not guessing, speculating, gambling, following a tribe, joining a club. None of that. will pay you long term. Investing is simple as this. Investing is like choosing a wife. If you could only choose one wife, you'd pick a good one. Investing is like buying a house. If you could only buy one house, you buy a good one. So you research, you find what you can buy that's worth more than it will be in the future. Now, you can either buy a business or you can buy assets, and they're not the same. So let's say you decide to buy the Mona Lisa, a painting, the only Mona Lisa in the wall. You put it on the wall, you like it, and it goes up in value over time as long as somebody will pay more for it in the future. They might not. So an asset is not necessarily an investment. If you buy a car and it costs you £10,000, $10,000, but you can now do a job and earn $50,000 because you've got a car to get from A to B, the car is a liability because it will lose money, but it will enable you to earn money. So it can be put off as an asset and depreciated and put against tax and so on. That's an asset. What I do is I buy businesses. Why do I want to buy a business? Well, if you work for a business, if you work for any business, you will earn less than the people that own the business. Always. The CEO of Coca-Cola earns less than Warren Buffett. So if you own the business, you earn the profit of that business. You will also earn the debt and you own the losses as well. So you are looking for a business that makes money, cash flow. Cash flow is the word you are looking for, not the excitement, the rock and roll, the razzmatazz, all the rest of it. What you are looking for is cash flow. Does the business make money? All right. Does it provide a service that is required, that is needed? Can I buy this business? And you own it. Now, just because you own it doesn't mean to say you won't trade it and trim and improve your position. So now I'm going to get on to how I use lots. Now, whether you are in the US, in tax lots, or in the UK, it's just called lots. Most brokerages who allow you access to buy great businesses have what's called lots. Now, don't make this mistake. If you buy a business on Robinhood, and most brokerages, they use what's called the FIFO rule. First in, first out. FIFO rule. And that is really bad in a market that's volatile and you're trading. Because if you just buy and then sell and then buy and then sell, you're buying and selling the wrong shares. You could be selling for losses, not profit. So you have to be more strategic and you buy with lots. So you've established you've got an income. You've established you've got money coming in. You've established you want to invest, because if you leave your money in the bank, you're losing money because inflation, every year you're getting less and less money. You have to invest. You want to own businesses that earn money. So you're earning money 24/7, 7 days a week. You are earning money. And like I said before, you don't pay $1,000 for every dollar that the business earns. That's stupid. That's not investing. It's speculating. You're guessing that the business is going to be worth more. And even if it is, you still pay too much for it. You're an idiot if you speculate. That's why I never lose on my trades. That's why my portfolio is over its all-time high now, despite the market is selling off. So you establish you establish you've got an income. You then decide you want to invest. Invest is when you put a seed in the ground. After you've chosen the land to plant it in, you water it, you nurture it, you let it grow. It turns in from a tree to a shrub. When it produces fruit, you pick the fruit, you replant the fruit, and the cycle continues. That is being a business owner. However, in the stock market, it's not as simple as putting a seed in the ground. That's obviously real nature. The economy in the stock market doesn't work quite the same. So I've established I want to buy the broad index. The broad index for me is VOO. It's the most efficient way to buy the S&P, not SPY, VOO, V-O-O. It's not about the price of the stock, it's about the management fee, 0.03 to passively manage VOO. That's what I want. I want 507, as it turns out, of the best businesses in the world, which happen to be American. But as it happens, they are the best businesses in the world. The Googles, the Apples, the Microsoft, so on and so forth. Right. So I start buying the S&P. Now then, what makes the market go up? Everyone buys it. What makes the market go down? Everyone sells it. That's not the performance of the business. That's why we cover the earnings. So we now know that these businesses in the S&P are doing well. AI may or may not be a bubble. The earnings are doing well. The companies are doing well. I want to own more and more of them with my income that I earn every month on YouTube, right? So I start buying the S&P. The macro conditions haven't changed. There's nothing bad going on. The fundamentals of the business haven't changed. In fact, they've improved. So I want to earn more. I don't want to be selling. The businesses are great, but macro conditions are external of the businesses. Macro conditions are fear, wars, inflation, jobs report, government shutting down. Nothing to do with the business. That just gives me the chance to buy the business at a better price. That's all it does. So if I can buy it here, I want to buy it here. Now this is where lots come in. So I've bought the S&P. I'm fully invested. All my money's invested. I've got 300 grand all invested at the S&P. I have recently, a few months during my holiday, I've been selling at the top. I told you I sold my crypto. I took profit from that. I bought the dip, and that's how I've outperformed the S&P. Now, when I get back, I'll show you my chart. I've outperformed Warren Buffett, Berkshire Hathaway. I've outperformed the S&P. I've outperformed Bitcoin, XRP, anything. My portfolio is up 28% this year, just in the S&P. And the average is 10%. So I've 3x'd the S&P this year on average, okay, by buying the V shape and using this strategy of lots. So I buy here. Let's say I buy $10,000 of the S&P. Can someone give me the price of VOO, please? VOO in the chat. VOO in the chat. Can you give me? Are you going to hold any VOO when it gets at 618? I'll answer that question in a second. Can you keep me updated with the VOO price, please? So I buy VOO here. Let's say VOO 618. We'll use Marsha's example. 602. Thank you, Marsha. Perfect. I buy $10,000 here. It drops, and I was okay buying it at 618 because I knew Nvidia was going to outperform on earnings. How? Because I speak to the banks, I speak to Robinhood, I have friends, I have CEOs, I have them on the show, I talk to them, I've read the balance sheet. I'm happy to buy. Even though we're expensive, I'm happy to buy it. So I buy it at 618, $10,000. 616, I pay 15. I put $15,000. At 610, I'll pay 20,000. I'll put $20,000. At 605, I'll put 30,000. I'm basically buying more and more as it comes down. Now, eventually, you run out of money. No one's got infinite amount of money. I've used all my cash. I'm now using Robinhood. Thank you, 602. Thank you. I'm now using Robinhood money. In other words, I'm using margin again. Margin will amplify down and it'll amplify up. So I don't want to be holding all of this margin. I'm paying 4.5%, 5%, whatever it is, to borrow the money, and I don't want to have it forever and ever and ever. I use margin to amplify what I'm doing short term. I want to get back out again. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to find the bottom of the market, but no one knows where the bottom is. So how do I find it? Well, I always find it. I always win. I never lose. I buy all the way down, boom, 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 and increasing it as I go down. Eventually, it's the bottom. So you stagger it. 603, this is great. We're making money now. So we buy more of it as we go down. Now then, I just explained this to the guy I was having a meeting with who sells cars. And I was saying, right, so imagine you've got a car. You've got a brand new Ford F-150 and it's $10,000, just say. And then you do a 25% discount. And I come back and go, oh, bloody hell, $7,500 now. I'll buy one of them. And then he does a 50% discount. Now it's $5,000 for an F-150. Oh my God, I'll buy another one. I've got three. I don't want three. I can't afford three. I only want one. I've got one at 10,000, one at 7,500, and one at 5,000. And then he does a 75% discount. 2,500. Bloody hell. I go back and I buy another one. I got four F-150s. 10,000, 7.5, 5 grand, 2.5. I've bought all the way down. To make money and to give myself financial independence and security and profit and growth, I want the 2,500 one. I know I don't want the 5. I don't want the 7.5, and I don't want the 10. I want the 2.5. So eventually the market starts to go up again. It always does if you buy value and you have patience. And it's sold off due to a macro condition, not a performance condition. As we know, Nvidia has just done a great earnings, so we know it's going to go back up again. Right, so we buy at 2.5. Then we go to 5. I go back to the garage and say, you know, that F-150 I bought from 5,000, can I have my money back? And you go, yeah. I sell it back for 5,000. Now that's the same thing on my lots. I go into sell a VU, and you go up the top, VU, then you go sell. Thank you, Michael Prime 603. This is brilliant. So keep me updated. You then go into sell, select tax lots, search and sort it by price, and you will find from lowest price to the highest price. What I want to do is sell the highest price one. Now, you might not be able to sell straight away because it doesn't just go straight up. As long as you're selling a few steps up, you're getting rid of higher price ones. Your average will come down because you're getting rid of higher price ones and keeping the lower price ones. So what you do is you go into the lot, you can sell all of the lot, whether it's 10 shares or 9.8, or you can select how many. I want to sell one share at 500, 5,000 or whatever it might be. And you can select that share or all the lot. And what you're doing is you do a limit order to make sure you get that price, and you do the limit order. So say like the car was $5,000, you go, I'm going to sell that lot for $5,000, put a limit order. When it hits $5,000, it will sell that car back to the garage or that VU back to the broker for what you paid for it. Now you might say, what the bloody hell's the point of that? I bought the car at 5,000, or I bought VU at 618 and I sold it back for 618. What's the point of that? The point of that is you wanted to get as many shares as possible at the lowest possible prices. I've just bought some, as you know, a few moments ago for 601. I've just bought the F-150 for $2,500. So I want to keep that one. I can't afford all these. I can't have millions of dollars of margin. I can't afford it. I keep the ones down here. I sell the ones up here, what's called for a wash. Now don't confuse that with the tax wash rule. That's not what I'm talking about. That's not the 30-day rule. You're simply buying it for whatever you paid for it, and you're getting back what you paid for it. You're getting a full refund. I don't want a profit. I literally don't want a profit. I don't want to pay tax on it. I'm not greedy. I don't want to make a profit. I just want to take it back and keep the one down the bottom. I also don't want to sell for a loss. I never sell for losses. I don't need to lose money. Losing money is a terrible idea. Stupid strategy. So I wait until it hits the price that I paid for it, and I take it back. What that does, it puts that money back in my portfolio, reduces my margin, maybe pays the margin off, so I'm back out of paying margin again, and I've got lower prices. Now it falls again. Now that money that was locked up in that higher price stock, I buy more back at a lower price. If I keep doing this over and over again, I get more and more shares at lower and lower prices. Simple as that. That's what's called tax lot trading. And I've done that over and over again, and I never lose, and I keep buying more and more and more. Now, when I think that the market is overpriced again, and I think that macro conditions are going against me, or whatever reason I think the market has changed, I will sell some more. Never for losses, always for washes. Unless I think the market's about to crash, and then I'll take some profit and pay tax on it. That's fine. But if you keep doing this over and over again, you acquire more and more stock at lower and lower prices, and you protect yourself. You never pay tax. You never lose any money, and your job is to acquire more and more stock at lower and lower prices. Now then, if you like I did earlier this year, and like I've done on my holiday, my average for VU, I think before season 4 ended, was somewhere in the region of like 500, 400 and 590, 510, whatever. That was my average, because I had some VU that I bought a couple of years ago around about the 450, 418, 410, whatever. So I sold a lot of that. And I am prepared to pay some tax. I've got a tax bill to pay this year, no problem at all. And I paid all my margin off. As you know, I was in a lot of margin. I took the profit from crypto, and everything's great, brilliant, marvelous. So now I've started to buy back. A few weeks ago, I started to buy back the S&P. My average is a lot higher. Now, a lot of people get, thank you, David, 602, 603. This is great. A lot of people go, your average has gone up. Well, absolutely, my average has gone up. There's nothing wrong with that. Over time, your average will go up because the S&P is going to keep going up. There are people who bought the S&P 20 years ago, and their average is probably $80 a share. Just random number, right? Well, of course it's going to go up. That doesn't mean you stop buying it. The businesses keep growing. Inflation. What is price? Price is inflation, money being devalued. So prices are always going to go up. So your average is always going to go up. We're not talking about just trying to lower my average. We're talking about making money. And as part of that, your average, your lots, your tax, it's a complicated situation, right? But you keep resetting yourself all the time. It's okay to do that. It's okay to get out of the market and come back a year later and pay a higher price. It's what Michael Burry has done now. He's shut down his fund, doesn't want to be in the market. He did that last time, if you remember, in the 08 crisis. There's nothing wrong with getting out of the market and coming back. Now, some people watch my show, criticize me and say, you're not a long-term investor. You say you are, but you're a day trader. I'm everything. I'm here to make money and help people. Real investors buy long-term. In other words, they're always in the market. They're always making money. They're always looking to the future. However, they'll trim along the journey to improve their situation, lower their average, not because of lower averaging is not for the sake of lowering averages, because they can improve their position, get more shares at lower prices, giving themselves greater profits, reducing margin, and thereby being able to buy more shares and so on and so forth. It's not a straightforward, I'm a long-term investor or I'm a day trader. A real investor uses all of these tools all the time to improve their position. So that is how lots work. I hope that helps you. And when I start season 5, I'll share all the trades on the screen. You can call in, be part of the show, one-on-one help for my gold members. And I will help you and I'll share everything with you, because I know it's hard to explain it while I'm in my car, sat on my phone, not showing you on the screen, but I will. I'm at an all-time high again now, and even though the markets are selling off. So I think that's it for now. I've got to go. I've got to have something to eat. Got to go back and help Leah. Let me just read some more comments. Did that help? David, you asked me to explain tax lots. Now, you might not have a thing called tax. 604. I'm making money. If I could only show you my chart. I just bought, 30, 40 grand now in the last few hours at 602, 601. Oh, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So what I could do now, if I think by reading the news, looking at the balance sheets, looking at what's going on with the Fed, blah, 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 do I think another sell is going to come off? I don't have to wait for it to go all the way to the top and sell the top. I was buying at 618, 610, 68, 66. This is why you need to do lots of trades. 608, 606, 604, 602. I bought 20, 30 grand at 601. If we go to 602 and 604, someone's saying now we're at 604. If I think we're going to go lower before we go to 618, which right now we could, I could sell at 604 for a wash, no profit, no loss, to give me more money to buy more at 601, 599, 598. Does that make sense? Do you all understand what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter that I didn't get to the top. What I'm doing is getting more shares, managing my risk, managing my margin, just constantly fluidly maneuvering through the system, all right, to improve my position, to take advantage of the volatility in the market. So, I could go in there now and sell something for 604 that I just bought 5 minutes ago because I'd much prefer the 601. 604.40, look at that, beauty. Absolutely great. I've got maybe 10 grand at 605. I could just wipe off a quarter of the margin I've just done in the last hour while talking to you, sell at 605, keep it 601. No loss, no tax to pay. Fantastic. That is understanding how the market works, the tools that we've got. Remember, the brokerage is a business. It's not designed to make you money. It's designed to get you to trade. And I've proved this over and over again. I have a Robinhood managed fund. There's only $250 in it. Up to $1,000, they'll do it for free. And I've given them the same risk as buying the S&P, and I've let them do my trades. They are buying and selling bonds and stocks and ETFs, yada yada yada. They're doing it. The professionals. I've 3x'd their performance. I've outperformed Robinhood's managed fund by 3x. Why? Are they smart? Am I smarter than them? No. They're far smarter than me. These are full-time professional investment managers for Robinhood. They should be smarter than me, and I'm sure they are smarter than me. However, they're employed by Robinhood. They want me to trade. Oh, I think this stock is going down today. We're going to shift you into this. Oh, I think this is a bit risky. We're going to shift you into this. Every time they trade, they make money for Robinhood. As long as they perform to a certain standard, they can get away with it. However, I've done it just to show you. When I come back in season 5, I'll show you how Robinhood have performed. Rubbish. Rubbish. I've outperformed them much better. 3x, because they're a business. It's the same as every ETF. Thank you very much, David Hensley, for that super chat. Oh, thank you. I tell you what. I've been out for hours. I'm going to go back now, and I'm going to use the super chats that you've given me, David, to take Leah back a little treat. I'll take her back some flowers, and I'll pick up a Subway. I'll pick up a meal. In fact, I might pick up a Mexican. You get a plated up meal and some flowers. And yeah, I'll do. Thank you, David. With that money you've just given me, I will, on the way back, I'll pick up some food, some flowers for Leah. That will cheer her up. Thank you very much for the super chat. She appreciate that, especially as she's about to go into surgery. So thank you so much for that. So I hope this helps everybody. You are trying to establish, number one, invest in yourself. Be the engine. Make money. No matter how small, it doesn't matter. Take the money you've got and realize you have to invest. Don't spend money. Invest money. Own Apple. Don't be a customer. Be a customer if you need a phone, but essentially be the business. Own the business. Establish what value is. If something doesn't produce anything, how do you value it? That's where crypto is very speculative. Nothing wrong with speculating, but no, you are a speculator. Don't convince yourself you're investing. Oh, I'm an investor. I buy Bitcoin. I buy XRP. No, you are a speculator because it doesn't earn any money. Oh, it's going to replace this. It's going to replace that. You don't know that. It might. The technology certainly will. As I showed you at the beginning of this call. God, I can't believe I've been on my phone for an hour and a half. How the hell did I manage that? 82 minutes I've been sitting here talking to you. 82 minutes. Oh my God. Yes, anyone is allowed to ask a question. Please feel free. Oh, poor man, rich man. Flowers for Leah or food. Yeah, I'm going to get a nice plated up meal, Mexican. In fact, now you've given me that, I'll get a pudding as well. I'll get a little cake. Some flowers on the way back. Thank you so much. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Thank you so much. Let me give a little like there. That's very kind. Thank you very much. So you are a speculator. Own the bank that uses it. And I've said to you before at the beginning of this call, I've demonstrated how I'm using money. I'm using a transfer app to send money around the world to pay Sensei and Vaz their wages for free, instantly, straight away. You don't have to have it. So you are a speculator, and own it. Own it. If that's what you want to be, that's fine. But the more money you make, the more you protect your money. Because if you get to $1 million, which I will be in 2 years, just on 10%, and remember, I'm 3xing that. I'm outperforming Berkshire, Warren Buffett, hedge fund managers. I'll show you all the evidence when I get back. I'm doing 3 times that at only 10%. That's 100 grand a year. 100 grand a year to do absolutely bugger all, to absolutely do nothing. Look what you started, David. Josh Monroe, thank you so much. Right, I think it's about $20 now, isn't it? I think I can get a little bouquet of flowers and a meal and a cake. I think I can do that now. Thank you so much indeed. That's really kind. I love it. So there you go. You know, remember, you got the fact you're alive. We're all alive here together, supporting each other. It's a miracle. It's amazing. It's fantastic. If you wake up every morning passionate, excited, you know why? It's a bloody miracle you're even alive. It's absolutely fantastic. In a few years from now, we won't be here. Nobody will even remember you 5 minutes after you die, right? It's the way it works. Live life. Give as much as you can. Help people. Forget the time. I've been sat here now for 85 minutes and 12 seconds. I thought I was going to come on for 5 minutes. Focus on what's in front of you right now and be the best of yourself. Be the very best. And you will grow a business. You'll help people. You will be useful. And if you're useful, money will take care of itself. 603 on VU. Love it. If it gets to 606, I can sell a few live right now before I go, and I'll tell you what I've done, and I'll show you the screenshot later on and see the profit. But anyway, somebody asked a question. What was it? Who was it? Am I allowed to ask a silly question? No question is silly. Mo, if you don't know something, you don't know it. It's not silly. It's not silly, because 5 minutes ago, I didn't know something and now I do. Doesn't make it silly at all. So what's your question? Am I allowed to ask a question? Hard to understand your level of words. What you do is somewhat martingale strategy. Keep buying on dips. It's not just buying the dips. It's more complicated than just buying the dips. If you're buying the dips, you're just buying the dip. If you buy the dip, you're just buying the dip. When I buy the dip, it's not the dip I'm buying. It's the understanding of where the businesses are within the broader economy. It's understanding where I see interest rates going. Remember, the Mag 7 don't need interest rates to come down. They make more money interest rates being high because of the cash pile they have. Understanding macro conditions, what Trump's doing, what he's not doing, what the government are doing, what they're not doing, what the jobs report, what the FOMC, inflation, It's not just buy the dip for the dip's sake. Buying the dip as a headline just means you're just guessing. And remember, a stock going down is not necessarily more valuable. If the earnings is going up, and the conditions of the business is going up and the price is going down, that is a dip you can buy on a basic level. Just because the price goes down doesn't make it better value. Like I said right at the beginning, some people have said it's great to buy Bitcoin or XRP now because it's cheap. It's not cheap. It's still, what, $89,000 for a string of code? That's not cheap, is it? It's still expensive. It's still speculating. So I hope that answers your question. What about staking? I stake all of my... staking. I have all of my stocks on loan, so they are lent out to people who want to short the market. I don't ever short the market, but if they want to short the market, that's fine. I lend my stocks out. That's the same as staking. I used to stake Ethereum. I tried it on Robinhood. It was rubbish. The return was great, but it took flipping ages to get my money out. It was like, what, nearly a month, maybe more than a month. Terrible. Way too slow. Oh, crypto's efficient and fast. No, you had my money staked up for a month. That's way worse than the bank. So I wasn't happy with that. What else have we got here? Deep conversation. Wonder. You're welcome. Thank you, Mike, for the time. Take yourself and Mrs. Lucas all the best. Thank you so much indeed. Vu603, bugger me. Thought today was a Tuesday, innit? Not quite sure what that means, but there you go. Revved up biker. Songs for Space, great words, Martin. I've needed the encouragement and focus. That's my job. My job is to bring the community together, to help people, to show them there is a better way, to help people, give them the facts, the information, value your time, be helpful, be supportive, bring everyone together and provide the community. That's what I do. That's what I do. I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm here to help people. Revved up biker. You were right, Martin, again. Buying little bits on cheap prices. Revved up biker. I'm always bloody right. I'm not always right, but I am right a lot, it seems. But anyway, thank you for that. Thank you for the $10. We've got 38 now. I can take Leah back a whole meal. Thank you so much. Right, I've got to go. Leah's waiting for me. I'm going to buy some flowers. I'm going to get a little Mexican dish, a pudding on the side, and I might be able to... don't think I can quite afford a bottle of wine, but I'm going to take Leah back a nice little treat. Thank you, guys. If the market falls further, you will suffer huge losses. No, I won't. I've never lost money. You're talking absolute rubbish. Talking absolute rubbish. I've never lost money. I'm not going to start losing money today because you say so. Absolutely not. I will earn more money, buy a lower dip. When it pops up, I'll sell the lots up here. I will not lose money. 100%. You can't lose money until you sell for a loss, and I don't sell for losses. Simple as that. So you're talking absolutely rubbish. Greetings, Martin. Good to see you. Thank you, Dino Stuff. NVIDIA did that today. 602 said Zach Site, thank you. Looking forward to you coming back. Thank you so much indeed. Revved up biker. What's the day? Well, we've got it scheduled for November the 24th. It might be slightly later than that. There's still a lot more work to do. So there you go. Thank you. Nicely explained. Way more to learn from you. Thank you so much. When I come back, you can call into the show. I can talk one-on-one with you if you're one of my members. Thank you. Nicely explained. You're welcome. Can a gold member transfer their membership? Can a gold member transfer their membership? You're not a member. User H03. Can a gold member transfer their membership? You're not a membership. You're not a member. There's no badge next to your name. I don't know why you're asking that. How much further do you think the market will go? Well, we are massively overbought. We are. But quality deserves a higher premium. But remember, the majority of the S&P is flat. Only the Mag 7 are overbought. So if people sell the Mag 7, they could crash 30-40%. Absolutely. Because they're overbought, they're overpriced, they're too expensive, the multiples are too high. What will they do? People that own NVIDIA, they'll buy defensive, Coca-Cola, J&J, Bank of America, Chevron Oil, the railways. Where were they? In the S&P 500. You get the idea? Send Leah my love, anointed flowers, I will. Rule number 1, don't lose money. Yeah. It's easy to make money. The hard part is to keep it. And I never lose money. I'm not going to start today. As they haven't been able to contact you due to your busy life, the Christmas period. As they haven't been able to contact you due to the busy life, Christmas period. User, can someone transfer their gold membership? I don't know what you mean about transferring memberships. You can cancel your membership whenever you want. You can upgrade, downgrade. You have full control. I don't control your membership. I don't control it. You have full control. Right, I've got to go, folks. Any more questions before I go? Thank you, David Hensley, as always, doing a tremendous job. Right, I'm out of here. Thank you all so much for picking up the phone, taking the time to be part of our little in the car chat. I'm going to go back, take care of Leah. I love you all. I miss you all. I can't wait to see you. I've been gone now for 5 weeks. I've been all over the place, meeting people, preparing things, filming things, getting ready for season 5, refurbishing the studio. I'll be back soon. We've got it scheduled for November the 24th on Monday. However, it might be a few more days. There will be some videos before I go live from the studio because I've got reviews I promised people. I promised you'd get them before we start season 5, and I will deliver. So wait for that, and then I'll go live with you all. And I thank you all. I'm asking the question on behalf of a gold member. Thank you. Okay, well, I don't know what the question is. Why don't they just come and ask me themselves? Anybody can upgrade their membership, downgrade their membership, cancel it, do what they want. I understand that I've not been able to provide the gold service, the one-on-one phone calls, because I've been on holiday, but I'll make up for that when I get back. That's all I can do. I've not taken a break for 2 years, so I hope they'll understand. I'm sure they will. Anyway, the big red, yes, thank you, Martin. Thank you, Martin. Kazansky 66. All right, that's it. Thank you very much indeed. See you back shortly. Yeah, it's the greatest honor. When this season 5, we're going to go to 500,000 subscribers, and within 18 months, 2 years, we'll be at 1 million subscribers. We should be, the portfolio should be at $1 million within 2 years, way ahead of schedule. So it's looking really great. That's it from me. Would you get Jake on the show? I think, yeah, anyone can come on my show. Anyone respectful and nice. Jake's lovely. If Jake wants to be on the show, absolutely. Anyone can be on the show. They just gotta contact me. I don't have the time to go out and I don't chase people to be on the show. You know, if people want to be on the show, they contact me. That's it from me. Thank you all. Love you all. Take care of yourselves. That's it. I'm out of here. Thank you so much for the $38.07. I'm going to go and get some flowers. Get Leah a Mexican meal, a pudding, and I think with $38, I might just be able to get a little small bottle of wine as well. That's it from me. Thank you ever so much indeed. You've all tapped the like button. Thank you. I will see you back soon. You never know when I'm going to pop up on my phone. But anyway, enjoy yours evening. Good night, mine. That's it from me. 147 of you. Take care of yourselves. Don't be afraid of the market. If you are afraid of the market, ask yourself, why did you buy it in the first place? If you valued a business wisely and properly, and it was at this price, now it's this price, and the macro hasn't changed, and it's still reporting well on earnings, which is why we cover the earnings, you simply buy more. If you're now fearful, then you should have never bought it here in the first place. What do you do about it? Well, sometimes you have to sell for a loss if you've made a mistake. I sold for losses at the beginning. When I first started investing and trading, I made lots of mistakes and I had to sell for a loss. I had to rebalance my portfolio. I had to take it on the chin. Don't think because you've lost money in crypto and I can't sell now. No. If you think it's a bad idea now and you've wised up and you've learned more and you don't like it, sell. There's nothing wrong with taking a loss. Nothing wrong with taking a loss. Better that than losing more and more money. Just because you're down doesn't mean you should buy a dip. Doesn't mean to say you should stay in the market. A bad idea is a bad idea today. It's a bad idea tomorrow. Right? The paranoid survive and thrive. The paranoid survive and thrive in markets. The paranoid survive and thrive. What do you mean? I'm not quite sure I know what you mean. Songs for space. But anyway, thank you for that comment. All right. I'm out of here. See you later, folks. Take care of yourselves and each other.